Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Here to cover the latest PlayStation on PC title, a game that is certainly unanimously anticipated upon. Nobody has anything negative to say about this game. It is just one of those games that everybody loved and nobody criticized. I am obviously joking a little bit. We are talking about The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I certainly have my opinions on the game, which I will let be known in this video. But before we talk about the things that you should know before you spend $50 on The Last of Us Part 2, let us start off with the fact that you don't gotta spend $50 on the game. Over at our good friends at Green Man Gaming, it is 16% off for XP members, taking it down to $42. If you are not an XP member, which XP membership you just have by having an account and buying games at Green Man Gaming, and you'll get XP membership. But if it's your first purchase, you can add the game to your cart and then use the promo code MAR15. That's MAR15. You'll take 15% off the game and you'll get it for $42.50. It'll be a Steam key, redeems directly on Steam, and you'll be good to go. And you won't pay tax either, so you're getting the game even cheaper than 15 or 16% off. So if you're going to check out Last of Us Part 2 anyway, get it a little bit cheaper over at Green Man Gaming in the link in the description box below. I will get a kickback if you pick it up, and that is much appreciated. But now, let us talk about Last of Us Part 2. We'll talk about the game, we'll talk about the system requirements, some of the PC benefits, so on and so forth. Experience the winner of over 300 Game of the Year awards now on PC. Discover Ellie and Abby's story with graphical enhancements, gameplay modes like the roguelike survival experience, No Return, and more. Obviously, this is The Last of Us Part 2. If you're getting into this game from a narrative standpoint, please go play The Last of Us Part 1 generally, and I am on the side of Last of Us Part 1 is far and away a better game from a narrative standpoint, but from a gameplay standpoint and a visual standpoint, Last of Us Part 2 is remarkable. It's honestly incredible that they got this game running on the PlayStation 4. Like, 2013 hardware ran Last of Us Part 2, which I think is kind of insane, all things considered. But yes, narratively, it makes some decisions that, let's just say, I'm not crazy about. And I thought the narrative was pretty bad in comparison to Last of Us Part 1, but everybody has their own opinion. I would say go play the game and make the opinion up for yourself. 5 years after their dangerous journey across the post-pandemic United States, Ellie and Joel have settled down in Jackson, Wyoming. Living amongst a thriving community of survivors has allowed them peace and stability despite the constant threat of the infected and other more desperate survivors. When a violent event disrupts the peace, Ellie embarks on a relentless journey to carry out justice and find closure. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered enhances the original game in ways not possible before, including key PC features. A host of graphical improvements bring the beautiful yet dangerous world to life. You do have full PlayStation DualSense controller integration with adaptive trigger and haptic feedback functionality. That's if you have a DualSense controller connected to your PC. Steam achievements are in the game. You've got widescreen and ultra-wide display, which I think this game in ultra-wide is going to look absolutely gorgeous. You've got HDR support, PC display and graphics menu for scalability, direct storage support, PC optimized graphics, performance enhancing technologies including NVIDIA DLSS 3, AMD FSR 3.1, and AMD FSR 4.0. Very key note there with FSR 4.0 being implemented with upscaling and frame generation. Frame generation has just made games a nightmare for me, so let me keep that off. But if you do want to utilize frame gen, that option will be available. Intel XeSS is also supported. Full gamepad support. Adjust the controls to suit your preference for a smooth and intuitive experience throughout the game. Mouse and keyboard mapping is there as well. Take full control and ensure personalized gameplay experience by tailoring mouse and keyboard mapping to suit your playstyle. You've got PlayStation Overlay and Trophy support. The PlayStation Overlay is available for Windows PC players with an account for PlayStation Network. This is not mandatory. You can link your PlayStation Network account. You will also get a free cosmetic of Jordan from Intergalactic, Naughty Dog's upcoming game. You'll get a jacket for Ellie if you do link your PlayStation Network account. But it is by no means mandatory, and I think this game would have honestly been dead on arrival if you had mandatory PSN account linking as well on top of all of the controversy alongside the game. But I think removing PSN account linking is going to be very advantageous. It was a misfire by Sony across the board. Thankfully, they are pulling that. And now, you could just buy the game. You can link your account if you want. You'll get a little bit of a benefit with the cosmetic, but nothing too crazy as far as that's concerned. Should also be noted that the excellent no return component will be included in this game. I think no return is a standout component that they added to The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered when they brought that to PlayStation 5, and that is baked right into this version as well. Experience The Last of Us Part 2's deep combat via an entirely new mode. Survive as long as you can in each run as you choose your path through a series of randomized encounters. Play as a host of different unlockable characters, each with unique gameplay traits. The variety of challenges features different foes and memorable locations from throughout Part 2, all culminating in intense boss battles as well. 2 new unlockable no-return characters are included as well. 4 new unlockable maps to challenge alongside the PC release. These will be updated on the PlayStation release as well if you have the game on PS5. More ways to play. Delve deeper into this beloved adventure and learn how the original game was created. Lost Levels lets you explore early development versions of 3 levels not seen in the original. Enjoy hours of developer commentary to hear insight into Part 2's development as you experience the game. Live up your musical potential with Guitar Free Play, which includes unlockable instruments, or take on the speedrun mode and post your best times. Descriptive audio and speech to vibrations have also been added to Part 2's suite of accessibility features, which Naughty Dog has been great as far as accessibility options in their games go. Really appreciate that. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered also features unlockable character and weapon skins for players to use for both Abby and Ellie. All of that is the general overview of the game. I do want to highlight the system requirements, which are actually lower than the system requirements for Last of Us Part 1. Given that Last of Us Part 2 is a remaster, whereas Part 1 was considered to be a remake for PlayStation 5, maybe that's where they have that at, but yeah, the system requirements are low enough where this game should be playable really well on the Steam Deck. Given that Last of Us Part 1 runs well on the Steam Deck, would imagine that Part 2 isn't going to face issues either. Minimum low 720p at 30 FPS, and this is in line with what you would have on the deck. Intel Core i3 8100, GTX 1650, or an RX 5500 XT, 16 gigs of RAM as well. Recommended, this is medium 1080p at 60 frames per second. You're going to be looking at an i5 8600, a Ryzen 5 3600, and an RTX 3060 or an RX 5700. 16 gigs of RAM recommended. Now you're looking at high and very high, which are the settings for those of you with beefier gaming PCs. High 1440p at 60 frames per second, an Intel Core i7 9700K or a Ryzen 7 3700X, an RTX 3070 or an RX 6800, and 16 gigs of RAM. And then very high is for 4K 60 frames per second. You're looking at an Intel Core i7 11700, Ryzen 7 5700X, an RTX 4080 or a Radeon RX 7900 XT, 32 gigs of RAM for very high. I believe this is not utilizing DLSS. They do note that The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered on PC offers a wide range of graphic settings and presets to ensure the best possible experience on hardware ranging from high-end PCs to handheld gaming devices as well. So expectation is that this is going to be deck verified when the game does officially drop. And I think people are going to be excited about that, playing the game on deck. Now, the question remains, if you guys were there in spring of 2023, man, I uploaded a lot of videos crapping on Last of Us Part 1 on PC for its atrocity of a PC version. Given that they've been this transparent about the release of the PC version of Last of Us Part 2, all of the system requirements, everything in place, pre-orders opened up, I am led to believe that this is going to be a far better PC version. I think they've learned from Last of Us Part 1, but who knows? Nixxes Software just dropped the dumpster fire that was Spider-Man 2, but if you look at how Spider-Man 2 was handled, where that game was not talked about whatsoever leading up to its release, whereas Last of Us Part 2, they're already talking about it. They're putting out the system requirements and everything like that. I am more confident in Last of Us Part 2, but again, Last of Us Part 1, absolute dumpster fire. Nixxes' last release in Marvel Spider-Man 2, an atrocity there as well. Although Spider-Man 2 has been patched since, and it got patched fairly quickly, and now it runs really, really well. But just do keep that in mind. But that is going to do it for me. Again, Last of Us Part 2 was a game that I did not enjoy as much as Part 1. The narrative, which is arguably the biggest aspect of Last of Us, just wasn't as good as Last of Us Part 1. The decisions they made, you can make the argument, the storytelling was really good and it was executed really well. You know, if you have that opinion, great for you, but like, don't tell me, oh my god, it makes sense, don't be mad about it, it all made sense. Okay, no, like, it can make sense to you, you can enjoy it, great for you. I thought narratively, the game wasn't good compared to Last of Us Part 1, and it just wasn't good in general. A lot of the decision-making, the pacing, and it was honestly, to me, from a narrative standpoint, insulting as a Last of Us fan. However, However, from a gameplay standpoint, visual standpoint, technically, the game is tremendous. I've always said that, and on top of that, No Return is awesome, so having that here as well is great, and I still think it's going to be a worthwhile experience to go through. Maybe for me, I'll just have to tune out during some of the cutscenes, if you know what I mean. But that'll do it for me. Again, if you do want the game a little bit cheaper, Green Man Gaming is the spot to go. Link it in the description box below on that, and that's going to do it for me. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.